Hi, I'm Pastor Amy, and it's good to be with you for this midweek pastor's message. I've been thinking a lot about community lately, especially the community of the church, of Jesus' followers, and the way that we are to be with one another in the world. In these pastor's messages, we take a look back at the weekend and the Sunday that was before us, and that came before us, and also at the next Sunday that's coming up, to see if there's a message that we can share with you. And as I did that, it really made me think about the community of Jesus' followers and what we are to be about in the world. Last week on Sunday was Pentecost Sunday, and we consider that the birthday of the church, when the disciples of Jesus, the followers of Jesus, right after, 50 days after his resurrection at Easter, but just before the gifting of the Holy Spirit, are gathered there, wondering what's next. And so they're gathered there, and then the story tells us that something like the rush of a violent wind shook them up and gifted them and strengthened them for the work that was ahead of them, of sharing the good news of Jesus Christ in the world. And we at St. John's, we not only celebrated that festival and and gave thanks for that story and that promise of the gifting of the Spirit, but we also had a celebration of the place in which we have gathered over the last over half a century, in a space that formerly was called Gady Hall, but through a process of really examining our history and doing our work of racial justice, we realized that that name no longer fit the mission of our community to really be a fully welcoming place for all. And so we decided to recommission the space as the gathering place. And many of you who are watching this midweek message are aware of that and have been with us on that journey, which is a journey that continues in figuring out what that next step is. What, just like those people that were gathered on Pentecost, like what is next, and waiting for the guiding of the Spirit. But we were able to celebrate the ways that St. John's has gathered over the years and has been a welcome place for our community. And so that was a really great event in the life of our church. And it was healing for me because the day before we had our Synod Assembly, which is also a time when the church gathers, guided by the Holy Spirit, wondering what's next and where are we going. And as you will also learn through email messages and other forms of media, that gathering was one that had some tension or some mixed feelings, gratefulness for the work that God has put before us, but also sometimes the gathering of the church has to do hard things. And we still trust that we are guided by God's Spirit, even in those difficult times. And so we had two different gatherings of Jesus's followers last weekend. And as we look ahead to this next weekend, it's another weekend that's full of different opportunities for the church to be the church in and for the world. This Saturday begins the Pride celebration and Pride Festival in Sacramento, and our church has, for a long time, been a supporter and a participant in that work. We want to be a place, and I think have been a place that is welcoming and healing for those in the LGBTQ community. And we have a newly formed ministry at St. John's called the 1128 Group that's been leading us more recently in that work. And so we're really excited to be a part of that on Saturday and Sunday. And then in the life of our worship together, it will be Holy Trinity Sunday, as well as Confirmation Sunday, where we'll really get to celebrate our young people that are continuing in this journey of faith, again, guided by that same Spirit, wondering, okay, what's next? What's next for me as a follower of Jesus? Holy Trinity is a really interesting Sunday. It's, theologically, it's hard to explain what the Trinity is, except to say that Holy Trinity, the Holy Trinity, where we say God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, or divine parent, beloved child, and Holy Spirit, is a reminder to us that the essence of who God is a perfectly loving relationship. And, we seek as the people of God to be guided in our own relationships, to hold that up as a model for us of how we are to love one another. At St. John's, we say we live God's love in the world, but we have to have a template for that. And God as Holy Trinity in perfect loving relationship is that template. And so as we look ahead to this Sunday, I've been really thinking about, held between these 2 Sundays of relationship and the way that the church gathers. I've really been trying to attend to my significant relationships, reaching out to friends I haven't talked to in a while, but who really have been either mentors to me or companions, accompaniers on this journey through life and this journey with God. And I've also been trying to attend to my family relationships, as well as to my own personal needs for just groundedness in God and groundedness in my connections with the world around me. And so I pray for you this week that you might also take some time for reflection, to think about your relationships with those in your circle, as well as the larger world, and your relationship with Jesus, guided by the Holy Spirit, and wondering, just like those first followers of Jesus, what's next for us and for me. So I hope you'll take some time to do that this week, and thanks for listening. God bless you.